there's like a bit of time, like when it starts, it's a bit of time.
By the rivers of Babylon, yeah, we sat down and we cried when we remembered Jerusalem. We were sick, Lord, near to dying.
Shalom, shalom, family. Welcome once again to another Shabbat night talk. My name is Uziel Lewy. I'm one of the teachers at Congregation Beit, CHOKMAH, BINAH, better known to everyone as Beit D.C.B or D.C.B. How's everyone feeling out there? Hoping that everyone is having a good Shabbat evening. Hoping that everyone is continuously blessed and in the graces of the Creator of heaven and earth, and that the Creator continues to be with us all, protect us and guide us, keep us, and that the Creator will continue to be with Yisrael wherever they're at, scattered in the four corners of the earth. How's everyone doing out there? It's a great day. It's the Shabbat day, and we should be glad and rejoice therein. And do me a favor, plug. Look, the Mac is unplugged. So thank you the Most High God that I'm here. I was a bit under the weather, and this week I actually got sick, and I'm actually just recovering now. So if you hear me cough or if you hear me you hear anything like that, I still have remnants of that sickness. I had a fever. I had to stay out of work for a day and recover. So I'm grateful to this great and mighty King for my life and for even giving me the health to be here today. Shabbat Shalom to Julie, to Gared Kaskuya, Igdalia Israel, Gov Knock, Ashriel Levy, Monica Sase, Deborah B, Daffy J, Joseph Clemens, and everybody else that might be on. Shabbat Shalom to you all. Praise the mighty Yah. Thanking the Most High King of heaven and earth for everything that he does for us. I'm grateful to this great King because, like I said, I just, I got over the sickness, and what I realize is that the older you get, I'm not that old, but the older you get, the harder it is to recover, and so we have to be thankful for health and thankful for all the things that that the Most High God provide for us in life. And we can't take life for granted, and we can't take health for granted. We can't do that. How is the stream? How is the audio? Is everything clear? The video? Please give me a one in the chat if everything is coming nice and clear, loud and clear. If the video is streaming good, please let me know. Wavakusha. It's a blessing to praise this mighty King. It's so many things that's happening and that's going on. Finally, I see that some of these government workers are going to get some relief to pay their rents, to pay their bills, to do all the things that they need to do in order to take care of their families, which is important. And is always a tough thing when people have to suffer, for what others want to do and play around with and things of that manner. But I'm thankful that that actually everyone is going to get a chance to, at least for 30 days, get back to taking care of their families and doing the things that they're supposed to do. And that is a blessing. And it's got to thank the Most High God for that. For those of you, brothers and sisters, and people in general, who don't want to go through that. Because, there's actually good people in the world. Torah. There's actually good people in the world that are not Israelites, that are not Hebrews. So you pray for good people. And there's some Israelites that are not that good also, and you pray for them to become better. But, this thing balances out. Marsha Yisrael, Shabbat Shalom. Hoping and praying that your brother is doing, I'm not sure what was the outcome with your brother, but I hope that everything is on the positive side. Shabbat Shalom. Ima Naomi, Shabbat Shalom to everyone in the room. Monica, More Tavel, everyone, Ima Havared. Shabbat Shalom to you all. So it's a blessing to be here with y'all. It's a nice thing to be here with y'all. And I don't know how long I'm going to stay on tonight. I don't know how long I'm going to be here with y'all tonight, because I was kind of like on the under the weather side, but I'm here. You know what I mean? If I hold up, then I'm here. Recovering, trying to get better. Shabbat Shalom, Moradina. Shabbat Shalom to everyone else that's out there that I don't see. So So did y'all see the confrontation that happened earlier this week? I believe it was on Martin Luther King Day, on Monday, I believe, down at Washington, D.C., where there was a group of students from a Catholic school that came down to Washington, D.C. I don't know, they had a school trip. Whatever it was, they were down at some monument. I believe it was the Lincoln Memorial or wherever they were at. I know it was somewhere in D.C., and there was a confrontation that happened out there. And these children were out there with chaperones and will Make America Great Make America Great Again hats, and there was some Native Americans out there, and there was some of our brothers out there. And when I say our brother, I'm using our brothers. I use that loosely because although we are Israelites, true, that is, not all Israelites are the same. So when people hear Hebrew Israelites, we don't have to put Hebrew in front of our name. We just have to say Hebrew. No, we just have to say Israelites, and people should recognize and know who we are. But there was quite a bit of a stir up, and you know what? I'm gonna reserve judgment until after I hear what happened fully. Because sometimes what you get from them, now I know those brothers, and I know that they turn up kings, but I would have to wait and see. I'm afraid of making a comment and not knowing the full spectrum or what is it that happened. And plus, I haven't seen all the videos. I've only really seen the initial video that was in the news cycle this whole week with the Indian man and the young student, having a face off. The young student with the "Make America Great Again" hat on. So, but I heard of everything else that happened. So I don't want to go on hearsay. And like I said, I didn't see the video with the brothers that is out there. So what I would say about that is I would preserve my judgment until I seen it, or until I could formulate my own judgment on something and go on that. So, okay, Marsha Yisrael say he's doing well. He had the surgery and everything is good. Praise the mighty Yah. Hallelujah. So that's for Marsha Yisrael's brother. He's doing well. Blessed be. Daffy J, I have my first question. I've been watching vids of people doing horrific things to others, including babies. What do we pray immediately? What do we pray? Immediately, I just said, Father, get them. But other than that, I'm not quite understanding what you're saying, but let me try to make out what you're trying to say. I guess you're saying, how do we pray for a situation like that if people are doing horrific things to children? Well, I've seen where David has prayed against his enemies, and I've seen in instances in the Tanakh where people have actually prayed against those who are doing that which is wrong, or who are wronging them. So I wouldn't see anything wrong with someone praying against someone who's doing something horrific to a child, something that's unseemly to a child, something that's not supposed to be done to a child. You could pray against them to God. You could pray against them. I wouldn't see anything wrong with them, especially if you can't put your hands on them. You get what I'm saying? So that's just, me. Let me see here. To see it, not good. Somebody say, I need to see it, not good. Okay. And the reason why I didn't really get to see it is because like I said, I was sick. I was sick this week, and I had my brother call me and tell me, hey, so and so, you need to check this out. I was like in and out of the news cycle. I wasn't on it this week the way that I'm usually am, but and then I found like one video. I didn't really look at it. I really didn't have the energy. Like I said, I was recovering from a illness. So, sometimes, and people might not understand this. Like when I'm getting prepared for a lesson or for like this show or anything like that, I look at videos, I read a lot of things. And what happens is when you look at videos, when you listen to things, that is it's a charge on your brain, and it fatigues you, right? So I think subconsciously, I made an effort because I was already beaten down by the illness, that I said I didn't want to be worn out anymore, because the way people were telling me, like someone put up here, that it wasn't good. I didn't, and my brother told me that. He said, "Look, it's not, it doesn't look good," and I figured I would take my time before I get to it. And I guess I'm unprepared to come and talk about it, but I don't know. Maybe y'all could fill me in on it and what happened and what's your thoughts on it. What's your ideas? Like I say, I'm going to reserve my judgment on it because I haven't seen the video. I don't know the circumstances. I don't know how it started. I don't know if they were called names. I don't know what happened, but people did tell me that it started with them. So I saw almost 2 hours of it. Well, you well versed, Ema. So if you want to call in, you could call in and talk about it. If she was dropping toddlers on their head, she needs to be dropped on her head from the, and I'm going to say it just like this. If she was dropping toddlers on their heads, she needs to be dropped on her head from like the 3rd story building. That's just awful. And there's no other way to put it, you know. That's a horrific and awful thing to do. So, Ima Havared, I'm waiting for your call. If you want to talk about this subject, if you want to talk about this subject, I'm waiting for your call. But like I said, with me, I haven't seen the videos, so it wouldn't be fair to those people or to those brothers for me to make any comment on it. All I seen is what the news cycle was showing, and the news cycle, and what I mean news cycle was, I was basically just had it on CNN, so they were just showing the Native American man with and the young white child facing off. That's all they were showing. So right, here we go. Shalom, shalom, Ima. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Praise the Most High Yah for life. Praise Him for the Holy Shabbat, and praise for our family and our house of Israel. Oh, praise Yah. You know, I watched about a full 2 hours video of what happened, and without the cuts and all of that the news people had from the beginning, the sensationalism and all of that. And, you know, honestly, everybody was wrong in the part that they played, from what I could see. But above all, that aside, we are Israelites. And, I mean, that means so much. We represent the Most High. And we are His children. That's our mandate, to represent Him in the flesh. You know, that's what we're supposed to do. And it's just so disheartening to see our bloodline brothers out there, not our congregant brothers, because we have a different mindset on how to represent the Most High. But to be out there cussing people out and showing out and talking about people being incestual. Now, how you gonna know if somebody is incestual or not unless you go into their family history? You don't know that. So that's just all provocation. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm letting you talk, Ima. I'm right here.
Okay. We, you know, listen, we all come from bad backgrounds. We've all been through a whole lot. And I can only imagine, because I know I've been through a whole lot in my life, you know. And, you know, but when you come into this truth, it's supposed to be life-changing. It's not supposed to be the every day, I just keep on doing and feeling and having the same type of attitudes and things that I've been had. We're supposed to elevate in some sort of way to be that example, even though people talk about you and say, oh, you're a goody two-shoes, or you are this and you are that and you the other. You know better, but we're still supposed to at least try to be that, because that's what the Most High wants us to be. You know, when we look at our father, go ahead.
No, I say yes, I'm agreeing with you.
When we look at our fathers, Abraham and Yitzchak and Yaakov, yeah, they got angry, they got upset, but you didn't see them going off the rails. You saw them using their minds, using their deep thought to get things done regardless, and calling on the Most High to get their successes regardless of the pain that they were feeling and the different things that were going on. They worked with intelligence. Mm-hmm. You know, they didn't work just like, hey, you know, just why feed into the enemy's hands? Let's just have that conversation. Why feed into the enemy's hands? We already know what we're dealing with out here. It's been shown to us generation after generation. Mm-hmm. What we're dealing with.
Right.
So why go and put yourself in the enemy's hands, to put yourself in a position to be in direct confrontation, not only for you, but for your people? Because as black people, let's just use that general term, black. For black people, what one do, all do. We're not separated. We're not separated out. They don't care about the different denominations and all of that. They see one thing, black, or whatever they are calling us. Now, we know we're Israel, but that's all they see.
Right.
And we can have anger, and we can retaliate on things that have been done wrong with us. So we don't have to do it in ignorance. We can do it in intelligence, and we can be successful with the Most High. The Most High say, "Be innocent." If you innocent, then He can come and fight for you. If you're guilty, He can't.
True story.
So I would just like all Israelites in the sound of my voice, regardless to what your mandate is, if you love the Most High and operate as royalty, as a daughter and a son, or a son and a daughter, or a husband and a wife, family, operate as, hold yourself high, hold yourself up to what you know you actually are. Don't be afraid to do that. Hold yourself up high. Don't let people push you. Don't push yourself into different situations. Don't try to just go to anger. That's your first thought, is to jump angry at a situation. Think it through. See what's around you. Choose your battles. Pick your battles. Do the thing where it's not going to just diversely come back on all of us, you know, and hurt all of us, because I don't want to see any of us hurt. I might not disagree with you, and it's things. Look, there's things, Chief, you know, it's things I don't even disagree with. I disagree with you.
Right.
And right. But we find a happy medium. We talk it out. We figure it out. Right. We together, right?
That's right. That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. Don't put yourself in the enemy's hands and give him ammunition against you. We had a conversation about several months ago when the Black Panther came out. Mm-hmm. And the Black Panther was a very entertaining movie, and it was long coming as far as us being in that realm and everything, but a lot of people were enjoying it and everything. And me personally, I did not like the movie because of the character assassination, the image assassination that's always prevalent in these movies against our people. Mm-hmm. And those things are the things that give these people license to go and shoot us down like dogs, because they say we're acting like dogs and we're looking like dogs and we're behaving like dogs. Is it right? No, it's not. But is it true that that's what's happening? Yes, it is. That's what's happening. It's character assassination. Every time you see us on TV, it's something negative. Every time you hear about something coming out, 90% of the time it's negative. Every time it's a new song out there, new something else, it's about something negative. And they're using that against us. Right. When we fought for our civil rights, we had a whole lot of different groups that did not agree with each other. You had the SNCC movement, the Black Panther movement, the Black Power movement, which, believe it or not, they were different groups with variations of the same thought. You had the Black Muslims, you had the Christian movement, which was the Southern Christian Leadership group, and then you had a lot of smaller groups that were trying to organize on local levels. Everybody did not agree with each other,
Right.
but they tried to have some semblance of intelligence and respect and honor and that sort of thing. So when they went out and did something, they didn't just go out and just start berating people and causing all kinds of discord and everything. They had a purpose. Everything they did with a purpose, you know, not to just be out there. So, and we were able to accomplish things because when the cameras turned on us, they saw innocent people. They didn't see people standing out, wilding out, doing all kinds of stuff. They saw innocent people that was being attacked.
Mm.
That's what they saw when the cameras came on, and that was a big help. Praise the Most High Yah, all things through Yah.
Hallelujah. Torah, Iman.
You know, so anyway, it's just my own personal perspective, and respect and carrying yourself with dignity and honor and righteousness and truth is what the Most High is asking us to do. And that's what we need to do according to the Torah, as far as I see it. And I pray that nothing adverse happens to those brothers out there, but I also pray that nothing adverse happens to any of us, because we all in this together, whether we like it or not. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. There you have it from Ima Havared. And look, it's like she said, and she brought up a very good point when it came to like in the 60s and so forth and so on. There were groups that actually wanted to react in certain ways, right? Because SNCC was the young people. Oh, we got here, man. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom. How you doing, Chief?
How you doing?
All right. Yeah, to watch it, to see the original video, all you gotta do is go on the channel, House of Israel D.C. or Chief Ethan channel.
Okay.
To see what really happened.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, so brother say I gotta go to House of Israel.
How you doing? All right.
So give me 1 second here. So I'm kind of like let me take this off because this is just a bother. It's gonna just keep bothering me, and I'm gonna keep just moving it around. I just I like what Ima said in terms of like back in the day with the civil rights movement, or even like during the times of Marcus Garvey and the Garveyites. And although there were Marcus Garvey's movement had all types of people, and this is one of the reasons why Marcus Garvey movement never was a religious movement, because he wanted everybody to be involved. He wanted people of all faiths. So that's why you had Israelites, you had all type Christians, you had all type of people that were Garveyites, right? And you got like during the civil rights movement, there was a lot of groups that wanted to react in a certain way. I know Snick was one of them. But it was a mutual type of respect, and the elders having the say so, or the authority to tell the youngsters who had all the fire that wanted to go out and fight, no, we're not going to do that today. And a lot of people were mad with it's ironic that this past week we celebrated Martin Luther King Day, but I've come to change my opinion of him as years gone past, because can you imagine if Dr. King went in there and said, an eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, fire for fire? They would have they were waiting for that to wipe us out the face of the earth, So it's a dilemma, but I guess he felt responsible for people's lives, and he figured if you tell people to go out there and fight, physically confront and fight and do all that there'll be more of us dead than anything else, so it's a tough thing. But like I said, I haven't seen the video, so it's tough for me to make a call on the video. Like the brother said, I'm gonna have to go to the brother's page and get to watch exactly what is it that happened and what transpired. But Ema said she looked at 2 hours worth of video, and I pretty much take her word. But like I say, I would have to see it myself also. All right. So, and it's unfortunate. When we call ourselves, and I'm speaking to myself also. When I'm speaking to when I'm speaking. I lost my thought that quick. I lost my thought just like that. See, that's that sickness. I had it right there. It's just unfortunate, we as God's people, we have a certain type of decorum and a certain type of thing that we must carry ourselves with, right? And some of us had to learn it through time. Some people have not learned it, and that comes from either encouragement, someone encouraging a certain type of behavior. And it could be stopped if you being checked on certain types of behavior. You understand what I'm saying? Now, there's a time when a man has to be a man and a woman have to be a woman. Like when things are happening and sparks start to fly, I never tell a man, never tell a woman not to defend themselves. Right? Because there's certain parameters and there's certain thresholds that some people have, or there's certain things that have a limitation, right? And then when it gets to that limitation, a man or woman have to be able to defend themselves and say what they have to say, right? And defend themselves. But as Israelites and being representatives, of the Most High, or we claim that we are representatives of the Most High, because God don't need anyone to represent him. He represents himself. But we claim to be representatives of the Most High. And when we go out there and we're representing, we have to be very circumspect in the things that we're doing and we're saying, and how we're presenting ideas to people. And, you know, the good thing is, hold on for a second. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. It's Donnell. I'm calling from my husband's phone.
How you doing, Donnell?
I'm all right, thank you. I just watched majority of the videos from Washington.
Right.
And I just want to say, because I've been in that situation where, you know, I was pushed and pushed and pushed until I couldn't take any more. And when I lashed out, I was the one in the wrong. Even though I looked for other venues to get through the situation and always hit a brick wall, as soon as one of our people or someone else stands up, we're always the savage. And it's bad, because I watched some of the video, and the whole time the man was playing, they were mocking him and mocking him over and over again. And then when somebody stood up, it was a problem. Because, you know, we're always looked at as the animals. We have no intelligence. We're savages, no matter what they do with us. You know, they used to spray us with hoses, and if we fought back, we were the savage. If they stick dogs on us and we fight back, we're the savage. We're always looked upon as ignorant savages. And I understand you can get through things through paperwork. Like the situation with Terry Crews. Somebody did something to him, he went through the paperwork. But that's Hollywood. We don't have that type of money. We don't live amongst them like that. So if something happened to us and we talk about it and we try to go through, you know, okay, well, let me talk to your supervisor. Let me talk to your director. Let me talk to this person. Let me talk to this person. And then we hit a brick wall because we don't have, you know, that PhD, that MD, whatever. We're looked upon as ignorant. We can't think outside of the box according to them. So when we lash out of anger, even though they're doing whatever they want to do, we're looked upon as the savages. And I don't think that's right. You know, I understand people should always think before they react, but there are times where you think about it, you try to do the right thing, you wait around, and still they do stuff to intimidate us, to rile us up. And they do it on purpose, just to make all the degrading accusations true. That's what they do. And I'm sorry, I apologize, you know, for really feeling like, okay, sometimes we have to hit back because we've been so oppressed and so stuck. I mean, with education, with health care, with everything, we're just sitting in the corner. And it shouldn't have to be that way at all, whatsoever. And I'm actually tired of it. And like I said, I've been in that situation, you know, where someone who was not of color did something to someone I love. And even though I was fighting that entity the right way, through paperwork, through calls, through talking, through conferences, it never worked until one day it clicked. They did something that really, really tipped me over. And when I lashed out, oh, I was wrong. I was the savage. I was barbaric. I was like a Viking. Even though I tried to do it the diplomatic way. But because I tried to do it the diplomatic way and I didn't have that PhD, you know, and then someone was talking to me who was of color with a PhD, I was still beneath them. And it's sad how our people go against each other like that. Right. Because I don't have a PhD, I can't really talk to you because you've moved on to a different culture.
Right.
You know, and I think it's really sad. You know, I saw how they were mocking that man. I've been in that situation where it was mocking and people did, you know, they had aggressive behavior and I reacted. But before that, I tried to do it the diplomatic way, tried to stay in my place and show them, okay. And it's sad that we have to show them, but show them that, okay, well, I'm willing to talk to you. I need to get this problem resolved. Right. They didn't want it that way. Right. So when I reacted as, you know, aggressively, oh my goodness. I was all over the news. Everybody in the community knew, outside of the community. You know, I was just this raving savage.
Wow.
I was just a mother.
Right.
And a wife and a mother.
Right.
And a strong black woman.
Right.
And it wasn't looked upon like that. It was looked upon as if I was worthless. And like I said, a savage. And the ABW, you know, the rumor they have of angry black woman.
Right.
That wasn't it. Right. You pushed me until I couldn't be pushed no more.
Right.
You know, and it's sad. You know, I watched the video. And then the guy says, the young boy says, well, I want to talk to him. And that's what they usually do. They usually say, well, let's talk about it. No, we wanted to, first of all, you shouldn't have started. Second of all, when I wanted to talk, or that gentleman wanted to talk, you didn't want to talk. But because you want to look like the innocent, like they always do, now they want to talk. Because that's their biggest thing. Oh, we should talk about it. We should have talked about it a long time ago.
Right. Right.
And that's what upsets me.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that it has to be this way, but you know, sometimes I guess things have to happen for everyone to see and for everyone to be able to for everyone's eyes to be open, I guess. But like I said, I can't really comment on it because I have to really look at the video. And
no, I'm not asking that of you at all. Yeah. I'm really not. I'm not asking that. I'm really not asking anything.
Right.
You know, and you are right. Sometimes we have to see things in order to understand or to wake up.
Right.
You know, so what I saw, even though I'm woke, I had to see this too. And I'm not saying that the brothers was correct for doing what they did. Maybe they could have done it a different way.
Right.
But none of us was standing in that situation.
Right.
You know, it's different if you standing there in that situation.
Right.
And none of us was there standing in that situation. So I really don't know what they were thinking, what went on. And I know those, you know, I know that group too.
Right.
I know how those brothers, you know, do what they do. Right. They've always been that way. Like I said, you know, I was born and raised in the temple. And I've, you know, many different temples. I've seen how different, you know, congregations are.
Right.
Maybe it could have been done differently, but I wasn't there. I wasn't in that situation. I didn't get all the emotions, the behavior, the commitment, none of that.
Right.
You know, so I can't, like you, I can't comment on that. Only thing I can comment on is what those young men from that school was doing to that Native American man. Okay. And it was horrible.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
you. Torah.
All right.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom. So, it says here, this is from the Washington Post. Sorry. Got the microphone down. This is from the Washington Post. Who are the black Israelites at the center of the viral standoff at the Lincoln Memorial? This is January 22nd, so this was on Tuesday, I believe. In the initial media term, they were nearly missed, but a small band of Hebrew Israelites, members of a historic but little-known American religious movement, may actually be at the center of the rolling controversy that has gripped the nation in recent days. All right, here we go. Hey, what's up, Ima?
Shalom, Chief.
Shalom.
I just want to just reiterate what I said at the first. From the 2-hour video that I
Ima,
saw,
you got to mute the
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let me do that. Okay. Is this better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. From the 2-hour video that I saw, it started with the Israelites. They were standing out on the promenade, and they were giving their lessons as they always do, and they were speaking to some Native American young ladies over there and some visitors or what have you. And there was a disagreement, like there always is, about who they are. And that kind of snowballed, and they got into not a really nasty conversation, but a heated conversation as these other guys were coming by. And the other guys got involved because something was said back and forth, and then the Israelite brothers were trying to get their attention so that they could bring them in. And then a brother had something to say that was negative, and they were trying to get him over so that they could explain some things to him, but the brother wasn't interested. And these mega caps, who I consider personally to be Nazis, because that's what they look like, those young Nazis, the way Hitler brought up all the young people to start the Nazi movement. And that's what they look like. And so they started with their chants and stuff because of whatever was going on over there already. And that infused, of course, the Israelite brothers to start hurling back comments. And then the Native American movement was coming over at the same time, and this guy got all up into the other guy's face. But of course, it was a much longer dissertation. I'm trying to round it all up. Right. The bottom line is everybody's responsible for their own actions. And, you know, as a woman or a man or what have you in Israel, I'm not trying to take sides, but our brothers are responsible for their own actions. Right. And I'm not educated in the way that I'm not saying that I'm educated in any kind of way as far as a PhD. You don't have to have a PhD. The Most High made us geniuses from birth. So we don't have to have PhDs. We are intelligent people. We already know what we're doing when we do it. And yeah, we all get angry. I get angry. And I'll stand with my brothers all day long because I'm not afraid to fight. I know how to cock it and lock it. That's not the problem. Mm-hmm. Okay? The problem is we have to consider each other when we're trying to grow in this nation. And I'm telling you something, we're dealing with a very vicious people, and I'm not afraid of them, but why antagonize a situation that you don't have to antagonize? And all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that the Israelite brothers are all wrong. I'm not saying that the other people are all wrong. I'm saying that all three groups were wrong. All three groups had a responsibility, and none of them did what they were supposed to do. The Native American man, he's 70 years, 80 years old. He's out there banging the drum in somebody's face and refusing to move. So everybody would have what you call it, stonewall. Yeah, you know, everybody's stonewalling. Thank you, Ish. You know, everybody's stonewalling. And, I mean, when do we as Israelites, and I'm going to say this, when you say your name is Israel, you are representing the Most High. You saying your name is Israel. That's why the Most High say that we blaspheme him with our ways. We blaspheme him with our ways. And that's because we're saying we Israel. If we say we Israel, then we need to be behaving in a manner where we can fight these people, but we can win. Mm-hmm. But be out there yelling and cussing folks out, that is not a fight. That's not a fight. That's anger. That's not getting anything done. You think that they're getting ready to change these people's minds? No. All that's going to do is say, let's look at them a little bit closer. Yeah, they're already looking at us. Yeah, we know. But still in all, you get my point. Okay. So I'm not against my brothers because I want to see us all do well, because I want to see us all be successful and get up out of this mess. But at the same time, we need to stop doing the knucklehead stuff. And that's what I call it. So, anyway, that's all I got to say on it.
Shalom. All right, Ima.
Shalom.
So, either way, I know that there's going to be strong opinions on this, and I think what happens also is because the brothers have a reputation of this sort of behavior with frequently against their own people. I think that doesn't bode well for them either. I'm just speaking from just years, and so I think that there's a lot of that a lot of times they might not get the benefit of the doubt for anything that happens. And I mean, it's like I said, I have people, brother, who I speak to or brothers that I speak to, and they tell me, hey, you went a little bit too far with that. Hey, what's wrong with you? You need to cut back on that. Hey, what about this? Hey, watch how you say that. Hey, you actually have people that put parameters on you and tell you basically, listen, you might not want to do this. You might not want to do that. You might want to find a better way or easier way to doing this. You might want to find an easier way of doing that. You know what I'm saying? So you do that, you got you just have to be on top of it. I think is just getting a little bit more understanding. I understand both sides, and that's why I've reserved judgment until I hear everything, and I'm just not gonna make a judgment on it. But I'm hearing the sides, and it's definitely something. But what this is? Hold on. I know this guy right here. Who are the black Israelites at the center of the viral standoff? The Washington Post. Sam Castenbaum. Okay. I know Sam. How do I know Sam? Sam has come to our place of worship before. Let's see what Sam writes here so that I could write Sam back. Maybe he's listening to me right now. Could give me a call. Because I know Sam. Reporter for the Washington Post. I thought he only wrote for the Forward, but I guess he writes for the Washington Post. In the initial media churn, they were nearly missed. But a small band of Hebrew Israelites, members of a historic but little known American religious movement, may actually be at the center of a rolling controversy that has gripped the nation in recent days. It began with a non-viral video clip filmed Friday at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, in which high school students from a Catholic school in Kentucky appeared to be in a face-off with a Native American elder who was beating on a drum. The boys, some wearing red hats with President Trump's 2016 campaign slogan, appeared in the clip to be mocking a man named Nathan Phillips. The clip was widely understood as being essentially about the dangers of Trumpism, and the teams were condemned. Hold on for a second here. Let me reread that. It began with a now viral video clip filmed Friday at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, in which high school students from a Catholic school in Kentucky appeared to be in a face-off with a Native American elder who was beating on a drum. The boys, some wearing red hats with President Trump's 2016 campaign slogan, appeared in the clip to be mocking a man named Nathan Phillips. The clip was widely understood as being centrally about the dangers of Trumpism, and the teens were condemned. But a longer video soon bubbled to the surface, widening the lens. It showed how a group of half a dozen Hebrew Israelites had, in fact, been goading and preaching at both the Native Americans and high schoolers, using profanity and highly provocative language for nearly an hour. Phillips later told journalists that he was seeking to diffuse tensions between the Israelite group and the high school students by stepping in between them. But who are these Hebrew Israelites? Dressed in fringed black garbs, some with scarves tied around their heads, they preached what to many were both abrasive and unfamiliar end times messages, calling Native Americans literal descendants of Israelite, tribe of Gad, and the white students cursed Edomites, and preaching that a nuclear apocalypse was around the corner. How did this relative obscure group shoot into the national spotlight? They are members of the House of Israel, which draws from the scholars called Black Israelism, a complex American religious movement that can be dated to the 18th century at least. Beliefs vary widely, but groups are bound together by the central tenet that African Americans are literal descendants of Israelites of the Bible and have been served from their true heritage. A related belief holds that white people are Edomites and genealogically descendants of Esau, the twin of Jacob. Several distinct denominations of traditions have emerged over the years. Congregations and leaders differ widely, making neat generalizations tricky. Some read the Christian Bible and believe that Jesus was the prophesied Messiah. Others read only the Hebrew Bible. Some have moved into tentative dialogue and collaborations with wider American Jewish organizations. Others have not. The 1970s and 80s saw the rise of an innovative new branch of Black Israelism centered around an organization named the Israeli Tanakh School, known colloquially as One West, after its address on 125th Street in Harlem. The One West saw themselves as radical reformers of earlier generations of Hebrew Israelites who had gone astray. They would troop out to street corners dressed in colorful and ornate capes and leather, vivid imagings of what ancient Israelites might look like transported into the urban culture of New York City. There were also early and eager adopters of new media, hosting local television slots and filming their often confrontational street ministry. Doctrinal innovation, said by insiders to be the product of divine revelation, came to the One West School as the years passed. Leaders developed their own modified version of Hebrew, which they claimed was in fact the true and ancient version of the language, free from modern impurities. Unlike standard Hebrew, which has several vowels, their language was spoken with only one wide A sound and other idiosyncratic pronunciations. Shalom, for example, becomes Shalom. Around the same time, their outreach also expanded significantly. One Westers began teaching that it wasn't just African Americans who comprised the true Israelites. Other nationalities and ethnicities were also descended from the Israelites of the Bible. Puerto Ricans, for example, comprised the tribe of Ephraim. Native Americans were the tribe of Gad. These people were the downtrodden of the earth. They argued who past hardships were the result of their having strayed from the commandments of God. Contemporary hardships facing these groups, such as poverty, police brutality, racism, and gun violence could be overcome only when they recognize a forgotten history as Israelites. These are the people. I guess he does a whole history on everything. Yeah, I'm gonna get in contact with Sam, cast him bound. I have a few things to talk to him about. So I'm gonna maybe I'll have Sam on a regular another day, and I'm gonna question him about this article that he wrote. I don't know. Maybe I think I got his card somewhere. I could give him a call, and I could sit down and have a conversation with him about this article that he wrote. I don't know exactly what I could I wasn't comfortable with a couple of things. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. So and put it at that. But at the end of the day, and this is the funny thing, right? This is the funny thing, and this is why a lot of times and this is besides what happened. I'm not even talking about that. This is why sometimes, like, and we don't hide anything. Because we online, so we don't discriminate whoever comes. I mean, you have to be something that's unseemly or we just can't allow you into our doors. But we, in our doors, if you Caucasian and you want to come through, you come through. It's not, we don't hide this knowledge from anybody. Our knowledge is out in the open. We don't teach that. Our congregation doesn't teach that Esau, right, is the white man. We never taught that. So now I got to go back and reread the article, and he made a generalization. He also made a separation, but and this is the tricky part, because we're all Israelites, right? But he knows that when you write an article like that, right, either you're going to make a distinct separation, right, and you're going to say certain things, right, because just like you got different sets of Jews, and they tell you that, Chabad, you got you got Chabad, you got, I forget the different sets. They make that distinction. He kind of threw us all in the same bag. They believe. So oh no, but we question them. We don't. It's never somebody that wanders off the street. It's always someone that heard about us or seen us online. But we don't have anything to hide. Look, we don't have anything to hide. Whatever we say is online. We're not in the back room talking some crazy talk. We're not doing any of that. We got people downstairs. We got security. You go through a security checkpoint. You just don't walk up to the place, but you go through a security checkpoint, and then that's what happens. But we don't, because anything we say, they could get it off our teachings. We're not hiding anything, so it's just unfortunate. Cause like I forgot who said it, but we all get mixed in the same bag, and then we all end up having to fight the same type of battle, because at the end of the day, no one separates, because like someone else said, we all black, and because you're black, you're wrong. So and this is why it was kind of D-Max said, good idea to interview Sam. Yeah, I'm going to see. He's always Sam, I want you to come on this show and explain to me, Sam, why you write an article in the Washington Post that's speaking about Hebrew Israelites, and it's like you lump everybody in the same category, when you've been to these congregations and you know that there's a distinct difference between certain types of Israelites. Well, you in your article now, if you go to the Washington Post, it's going to be there. The article was published on the 22nd of this month. It's going to be there. Just look it up. It's free, public domain. So I hope he gets this message, or he listens, because I know he listens to us. I know he comes on our channel, he listens to us. So if you're out there and you catch this, Sam, I want to talk to you. I need to speak to you, Sam. So I need to speak to you, Sam. So I need to find and by no, and let me tell y'all something. No way am I blinded of thinking that anybody is my friend or anything like that, because I know that. This Sunday and Monday. Oh, great. This Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Monica, you got to let me know when he's there so I can make a beeline up there. I want to catch him. So I could talk to him, because I need to talk to him about this article. Because, he has a wealth of history of what is being said, you know what I mean? And how the congregations originated and all that. He has a wealth of history, so he should also, like he took time to write that long article, he should have took time to make more of an explicit type of separation. All right, so hallelujah. So I got to talk to him. So there you go. We took up a whole nother hour again. But you know what? I look at Shabbat night talk like it's a time where we could come and express ourselves, and is something that we could do to build. Listen, we're not always going to all agree. Sometimes we're going to agree to disagree, and but when we agree to disagree, we get better, right? And like sometimes, this guy has written articles on us. He wrote a big article on Chief Rabbi Capus Fune's inauguration. He was there. He was at a lot of events, so I got something to say to him. I need to talk to Sam. So yeah. So we just, as people, we always going to see things from different spectrums. We never going to see things the same way. It's like, I'll touch back to what Ima Havaret said, like Black Panther, right? Some people agreed with Killmonger. Some people didn't agree with the character. Some people felt like the Black Panther character was a sellout or wasn't trying to help his own people. Some people felt like he was doing the right thing. It's sometimes it's all left to opinion, right? All right, so let us all send up prayers for Moradina, who's in the hospital. May the Most High God be with her and strengthen her and protect her. And the Most High God be with her. So yeah, it's one of those type of situations. So people are gonna differ in opinions, right? We don't always like when we differ in opinions. I mean, it's easy for me to say it, but nobody likes to differ in opinion. You be like, especially if somebody has a different opinion, you try to argue your points to the end. But we're gonna differ in opinions. There's gonna be different opinions. We're gonna have different ideologies and certain things. As long as we trust in the Creator. So we just got to learn how to navigate through those type of differences. You know, this sounds weird coming from me, but I've grown. I've had to grow, and when you around brothers and sisters that have different way of seeing things, that's why, with certain things that I do and certain things that happen, like some of my interviews, like I don't mix the D.C.B. channel with certain type of content that I do, and I put it on my Uzi Alewi channel, because that's me expressing my ability to be able to differ with someone, but yet be able to conduct something and still carry myself in a manner where I'm not, well, I disagree with you and you wrong. And, I've had to learn that. And I think that comes with age and it comes with time. You got some people that never learned that. And when you got that, then you have situations like, the people who run, or the person who's at the top of the food chain in this place. So, you learn to agree to blatant things are blatant things, and you tackle them. But we learn to agree to disagree, and we carry on. But yeah, I'm gonna have to catch up with Sam, and I'm gonna have to talk to him. In fact, tomorrow night I'm gonna try to see if I could contact him and talk to him. Tell him that there's a group of brothers and sisters over here that need some explaining as to why he wrote this article and he didn't make a greater separation. So I know it's kind of early, but I told y'all I'm recovering from a hectic, sick week. I was sick this week. Y'all pray for my full recovery. I think I'm at about 95% back recovered. I still have some phlegm. You know what man? Let me tell y'all the ordeal I went through. So not only did I have let me tell you what really happened. So New York City, we've been getting this weird weather, right? So New York City, usually at this time, is already below freezing. It's like 32 degrees or, around that. So what's been happening is we've been dodging snow. It's been raining a lot, but the temperature is never cold enough. It's always like 40s and 50s. So what happened is, last Shabbat, It was raining. Last Shabbat night it was supposed to snow, right? And there was none but rain. It didn't snow a lick. It was too warm. So I came out that night, got wet. And then what happened? Got wet that night. Then the next day, I'm not sure if on Yom Rishon on Sunday, if it rained. But I know I got wet. And yeah, Sunday night, or one of them nights, something was going on. It got wet. And then Monday morning, it was extremely cold. Like, it was bone chilling. Like, it was like 7 degrees, but with the wind chill factor, it felt like below 12 or something like that. And I was out there with a little jacket because I'm a big guy, but I'm always in a car. So I'm in and out of the car. So I try not to wear like a heavy coat because I overheat, sitting in the car with a heavy coat. That was the worst mistake I made that day. I didn't have I was praying for long johns that day, scarf. I wanted everything, gloves, the face mask. And it just felt like jumping out of the car felt like a job. And when I came home that night, I was done. Fever, cold. So I needed to recover. And when I broke the fever, but then I was left with this cough. Oh my goodness. I coughed for 2 days straight. You ever cough so much that it just hurts to cough, and your chest, like the inside of you, like it feels like you're about ready to just cough your lungs up. And I coughed all through the night, and there was no relieving. It was just, I coughed so much that the coughing drained me out. And then Torah YAH, yesterday morning I woke up, I was good. I still have some coughing fits here and there, but most of it is clearing up. I got most of the phlegm up. I've been drinking this kind of mixture to knock it out. And, the home remedy. You know what's funny? This is what's funny, right? The home remedies that our mothers and our grandmothers used to make for like chest colds and stuff like that, you know that some people take them, bottle them, and sell them as tonics, and they overprice them. When your mother, your grandmother, or whoever used to take an onion, some cayenne pepper, honey, lemon juice, garlic, and put it in a concoction, left it in the refrigerator. Remember that? And then they just used it as a tonic. Every morning before you went to school, it was used as a preventative. They sell that in the stores now. And they capitalizing off of our home remedies. This is what's happening now. I seen this. So this is what's going on now. So I ended up drinking one of those things, and I felt foolish because I usually make one, put it in a jar. I let the onion, I slice up some onions and put some garlic cloves and stuff like that, some lemon juice, and I put some honey, cayenne pepper, and sometimes I put some apple cider vinegar, all that stuff. That stuff is, you give that to them kids, bop, every morning, bop, you give them some of that, and you just keep that same garlic and everything in there. You just keep refilling it. And that usually keeps that chest cold up off you, but yeah. And I hate Vicks Vapor Rub, but I wanted some Vicks. This I used to hate when my emo used to rub me down with Vicks. I used to hate that. So I never put Vicks on myself. I wish I had some Vicks, though, because the way I was coughing, I said, man, give me some Vicks. So, brothers and sisters, thank you once again for joining me. May the Most High God bless each and every one of you. I know some of you are just tuning in, but we already put in an hour and 14 minutes, and I need to go get myself some rest, right? Maybe next week I'll have that interview with y'all, and I could get this guy to answer some questions. All right, so may the Most High God bless each and every one of you. Shalom, shalom, and have a blessed night. Remember to join us at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the same channel for our Shabbat morning services. Tomorrow's teacher will be Mori Yiftat, and he will be going over the portion of Yithro or Yethro, right? So that'll be tomorrow morning. May the Most High God bless each and every one of you. Shalom, shalom, and everybody have a good night's sleep. Hallelujah. Oh, hold on. Don't forget that the centennial, the Rabbi Matthew centennial, I know some of y'all already probably gone, but Rabbi Matthew centennial is August of this year. Everybody already left. I didn't even click off yet, but the people that are still on is this year. Our Unity Shabbat will be also this year in May during Memorial Day weekend. So make your arrangements, do all the stuff that you got to do in order to make it. Make all your arrangements. You know it's going to be in New York City, our Night of Elegance, all that stuff, New York City. So make your arrangements, do what you got to do to be here. You won't want to miss it. Make your trip up to New York City to enjoy yourself with the family. People always ask me about, do we have a place, a hotel? Listen, New York City is a little bit more difficult. It's not like other states where you could go to a hotel and, you know, all that stuff. New York City is way different. Now, I don't want to talk about business right now because it's the Shabbat, but you get my drift. So try to make those arrangements early as possible because it will be going down and you won't want to miss it. So I see, let the Most High God be with each and every one of you. Shalom, shalom, and everyone have a great day. Hallelujah.